Thanks for joining in. Today we'll be covering two aspects specifically. First is the client login, and the second one is the integration of Jamku with Excel. So we'll be starting first with the client portal. So let's imagine that this is my client, Lixor Limited. Just to take you through some information, this is a dummy account of a company. Here we have few tasks of the client, few folders of the client. Like this is a digital signature, and this is the physical box file of the client. Here you can see that there is an eye icon here. So if I go to click here, I have made this detail signature visible to the client, and the box file is not visible to the client because it says is client visible? No. So like this, you can tweak which all details are visible to the client and which details are not. So that's about it. And then in the profile section, uh, the first and foremost thing that you want once you want to activate the login ID password for the client portal, you have to first go click on profile and add a email to this. So here you can see that I have added myself Adarsh Madricha email ID. Against each email ID, you will be seeing this icon. So this will take you to the activation of the client portal. So let's click here. So here you can see that Adarsh Madricha +5 @gmail.com. It is currently saying not registered on the client portal, and this email ID is currently added to the client. So uh, currently this email ID is only associated with one client, but if you have this email ID associated with many clients, those will be listed here. And now this shows email currently has access to below clients. So let's first activate this client, and let's then talk about all the other scenarios. I'll click edit and I will say client login as yes and save it. So here you can see the email is added and it is activated, and this email ID has access to these two things. This is the client and this is the group. But here you can see this is not yet registered on the client portal. So now the client will have to use the exact same email ID. Go to the client portal and click on sign in with email. Now even though it is says sign in with email, when I click next, it will automatically check whether the email ID already exists, whether you have registered or not. If not registered, it will ask me to sign up. So now it says create an account. So I'm signing up as a new account on client portal. So let me call it as, let me choose a strong password and save it. So here you can see that it says my name, welcome to the portal, but your email ID is not yet verified. So since it is not verified, I just need to click on send verification email. So now check your inbox for no reply @client.jamco.com. So this is the email that you will that client will receive. Hello, this is the name that the client has selected, and follow this link to verify your email address. So let's click this. Okay, your email has been verified. Now you can sign in with the new account. I'll click continue, and let's sign in again. Let me enter the password and sign in. Okay, so this is the sign in. So this is the name that I had given, Addy. This is the demo office that I was logging in, and here I can see the clients Lixor Limited. And if we go back here and if I refresh this, here you can see it will show registered on client portal, and it will also show what name the client gave while registering on the client portal, and whether the email has been verified by the client, when is the last login, and the account creation date. Okay, so now let's go back to the client portal and let's see what all things we currently have. Of course, the things are limited as of now, but in near future, we'll be adding much more features here. So let's see. See on here we have the task list. So The clients can just have a look at what all tasks are going on, and they can of course search. So I want to search CIT appeals which are going on. So these are the appeals. I can open the task, and currently I have not added much information, but here I can see that I can click here and I can call Darshana here. And if the Darshana had saved her email ID, I would also see that information here. And now let's get to home, and if I open the client, so in client, as we recall, we had made this visible, the detailed signature. So that information is available here, that detailed signature is available. It is with which location. So if I go here and the folder location is with the client, I'll save it, and here it would show it is with the client, or I can just mention in the drawer one, D1, anything like that. So those information is visible to the client. So clients can know that this digital signature is with the office or with themselves. And in the profile section, I have made other information visible, the Aadhaar number, GST number. So when the client wants to know all this information, he doesn't have to call the office for these. He can just open the client portal and have a look at the Aadhaar number, GST number, and all the other profile that you have shown. But if say suppose you don't want him to view his address, because of course he knows his own address, so you can just say client visible no update. And so this you can see here we don't have an I symbol here, green I symbol. And when the client refreshes here, you can see only these email ID, Aadhaar number, and GST number. Now going back to the task, let's pick up a sample task, say dir KYC. I'll also click on to stuck task. This is the one, and let's go to the file upload, and let us upload a sample file here. So let's drag and drop a file here. And now, so if you have existing files like this, what you can do is click action, make the client visible, yes, save it. So here now, if I refresh this, a client can just see this file, and they can even preview the file. They don't even need to download. So just click on this preview button, and it will open the Excel file like this, all the Excel files. And the beauty of this is like it even have filtering and capabilities, this previewer. Okay, and of course they can download by just by clicking here. So currently files are visible at the task level, and the all the other information, like if I add a password and make it visible, so that also will be visible to the client. So let's select GST, username, password, client visible, yes, save it. So if I click here, now you can see this password is also visible to the client that we just saw. So like this, all the information, whatever you make it visible, will be simply be visible to the client. It depends upon you how you want to, what all information you want to show to the clients. And here, coming back to the home screen, this is something which the client would really want, is what all things are due in August, and whether those are completed or not, and all those information. Once we also release inward and outward, now talking about the future plans, once we release the inward and outward module, the clients will also be able to uh, mark whether he has what all things are pending from his side. He can even mark whether those documents have been submitted and all those details. So those are the things which are coming up. We plan to have even payment details, or how to make the payment details available here. So the clients can just so we'll be showing your bank details, the QR code, so clients can just scan and make the payment and all those things. So those are planned for future. Now let's check in the chat section. What are the things going on? So we have the first question. Uh, can the changes to the folder location be made visible to the client? So currently, changes to the folder location are not visible to the client. And next, whether the files are visible to the, yes. Yeah. Next question is from Badresh, whether the files are visible at the client level. Yes. So if I upload the files here in file upload, I can just say make client visible as yes. Let us go here and let us pick another file. Uh, say just this. Mm, no. Or like let just upload this. So this I have already selected as client visible yes. So whenever it goes and saves, it will be marked as client visible yes. And now if I go back to the Jamku portal um, or click on the client name, and here these files are now visible file list even at the client level. Okay, now let's see what are the questions we have. So file upload by client is still some time away. Once we have the inward outward register perfectly ready, then we'll be working on that. Next question we have, you said that task level file can be seen by the client, but I have checked client level file also. Like I did not get it. Sanjay, if you can just rephrase your question and again post, or we can take this up after the session as well. Uh, Answering next question from Rajesh, can the visibility feature be done in bulk? That's not currently thought of, but we can think about this adding a feature where you can just select all the files and make them visible to the client. Next question we have is from Sanjay. Client level also can be seen by the client. Yes. So in Jamku 2, we had this small limitation where the files are not visible at the client level. But in this new portal, files at the client level also are visible. Here, like here you can see, I have uploaded the files at the client level, and this is also visible at the client level. Next question is, can client come to know which team member is working? Yes. So if I open the task and if I click on JSTR1, clients can see Darshana and Dhanashree are working. But say suppose Darshana was an intern in my office and I don't want client to call my intern. So what I can do is I can go to the team list, and here I will just open Darshana, and I would go to edit, and I will say is client visible? No. Save it. And now if I refresh this, only Dhanashree's information will be visible like here. So it is all dependent upon you whether you want to make which team members visible to the client. So now the client will only come to know that only Dhanashree is working for this particular task. Okay. Uh, Next question we have, category name should also be made visible against the file to the client. Currently, it seems only the name of the file is visible. That's a nice suggestion. We'll work on also showing the category. Next, we have which link to send for client login. That's a good question. Now, coming back to client on all other details, I'll go back. So we had um, I'll just show you. So in the client view, we had clicked on the profile section, and in the profile, against the email, we went to the activation of the client portal. Here itself, you can see client portal link for your office. So you can click on this link, and it will. You can just share this link with your client. And if you want to make simple, you can just even share client.jamku.app. So even that is fine. But if you want your office name to be visible on the top when the clients are logging in, then you will also have to add login slash your office ID. So that's the link that you want to share. And I would recommend that instead of sharing this to each and every client, better you just link this on your website. So that will be the best use case. Now coming to more questions. Client also come to know the status of the work, even completed task also know or view. Yes, Tejas. So clients can come to know about the task status. In the task list, here you can see on the left hand side, we have this color scheme. So by that you can see going and completed, stuck, ignore, all tasks are visible to the client. So say suppose if you had created a task by mistake, and or there is some task which you don't want the clients to see, then you can just go to the task list, open any task, go to the edit in the task, and is client visible, you can make it no. By default this client visible is set to yes. You can make it no if you want. Next, it would be better if option is given to display office landline number or office mobile number when the client clicks on the team member's name instead of the team member's contact number. So here the that's a nice suggestion. What we are also planning to do is um in this home screen itself, we'll be adding you, giving you an option of adding a bulletin on the top here. So if you want to share your contact details, or basically tell all the clients that these are the days where we'll not be available due to we have some, of course, public holidays, clients always know. But say suppose if you have a picnic coming up where you will not be available, so you can add that on the top here, similar to the bulletin that we have here on the dashboard. So we'll be adding a client bulletin here. So, so that should solve that. And more importantly, idea is that by clicking on the team member's name, we should not be showing the office landline number, because client would already know the landline number. What client would more be willing is to know which person exactly to contact. Okay, so I guess that's the end of all the questions relating to client portal. Now let's move on to the next part of the session. Okay, that we have another question. Whether a client will be updated of all the bills raised for this work. So as you can see, currently we don't have billing module in Jamku 3 yet. We'll be starting on the billing module very soon. Just to share an update, we'll be starting just next week. So then we'll be able to share the exact timelines on the billing module. Once billing module is launched in the actual Jamku, then we can plan on what all things can be integrated in the client portal as well. But one, if I want to just share the future things that we have planned, then we are planning an Tally integration where you will be able to pull all the Tally balances, the closing balance of the clients, and upload it here. So against each client on the client portal, client will be able to see what is the total balance, and this balance was updated as on which date. So that is something that we have also thought and planned of. Uh, yeah. So we have another question. Can you explain again how to send the link to the client? So again, just to show, go to the client list, search for the client, go to the profile section. Against the email ID, click on this arrow button. You will be taken to the client portal access page. And here you can see on the bottom, this is the link that we were talking about. And even better, let me show you one of the CA firms who have added this login link. So here you can see, so this is the best way to add your client portal. So clients can visit your website and click on client login, and they'll be taken to the client login. Oh, since I'm already logged in, it will not show me that exact thing. So what I can do is let me open this in a private window. Yeah. like this. So it is saying welcome to Kedar and Kumbhojkar and company. So and even they have added the employee login. So the clients also know that they have a client login and they have an employee login. So this improves the user experience of the client. Now let's move to the next session. Of course, before that, let us talk about for a few more complexities or the use case scenarios that we can have it here. I have opened this group, and in this group, I have only Lixor Limited. So in this case, where you have just one particular client under a group, then the thing that we have just seen, what will happen is you will just open a particular client and add the profile against that particular client. But in case if you have another scenario where say suppose you have an husband and wife, and in that case if you want to manage and track which person has access to clients, let me show you that scenario. Yeah, so this is the group which has multiple clients. I'll just open this group, and now so this group has these many clients. So what we can do is assume that this husband, wife, son, his private limited, his partnership firm. So what you want to do is you want to give access to all these clients to a particular email ID or one particular person. So what you can do is you open a particular client, go to the profile section, and say suppose this is the email ID. You will click here, and here you can see that uh, Nitsha has access to currently, or currently, of course, this is not activated. So I will just go back, click edit, and I will say client login yes, and save it. Okay. So now you can see it has access to Dharmesh Thakkar only. That's only single client. But if you want her to have access of all the offices, so you can just say group visibility yes, save. And now you can see, even though this email ID was added only to one particular client, now this email ID have access to all the clients of in under that group. So the only thing that you need to change is group visible to yes. So if group visibility is set to yes, then this email ID will have access to all the clients under a particular under this group. So that's the thing that I wanted to specifically focus on. So this is the important setting. So in your case where you have want to give access to the entire group, just make group visibility yes. Next, let's again come back to few other questions. Can the office name be be made visible in full? So we have a limitation of 25 character office name. So you can choose the office name to a maximum of 25 characters. So that will be made visible to the client in the client portal. Next, we have a question from can one client have more than one login? Yes, of course. Um, so you can just go to profile and add another email ID and just give them access. As simple as that. So one client can have access. You can give multiple email, store multiple email IDs and give them access. So okay. So without further ado, let's move to this new exciting feature, which is integration of um, Jamco and Tally. So what I have done is I've just opened another account. So this is another office account that I am currently into, which I'm calling it as API demo account. So in this account here you can see I have currently three clients, and these are the details that we can see. A simple account. Okay. Now this is the Excel file which has been linked to the Jamco. So before we actually take up what all things are possible, the amazing things, let me show you a small demonstration of the feature. What do we mean by having integration of Excel and Jamco? So here you can see that these are also three clients that it is showing. And let us just open this Mahavir Jain, and let me go to the edit section, and let me say change it to Mehta, Mahavir Mehta. And here in Balaji Jewel, I'm just removing S and updating it. Okay, now I can just come to Jamku and I will just say refresh. And here you can see in just a second, it refreshed the name. So now it is Mahavir Mehta instead of Jain, and we have Balaji Jewel here. So, so all these tables and everything is now linked to Jamku. So you'd be asking, how was this done? So first and foremost, a prerequisite to setting this up, you at least need MS Office 2013 and up in order to use these files, in order to click refresh and all those features. So these are features which are available in Excel, or I should say Microsoft Office version 2013 and above. So you can just go to your file section and click on your account, and here you will see what is that your Microsoft subscription. In my account, in my PC that currently I am logged in into, so I have Office 365 license, and hence I will have all these much more features. So just to summarize, and once again, you need to have Office 2013 and above in order to refresh. But in order to create these reports, the for the best experience, you need Office 365 or Office 2019. So basically, a very latest version of Excel. Then you can create these reports. Of course, in 2016 also you can create these reports, but there will be some few functionalities which will be missing. So you will not have this same amazing experience of creating these reports. Now let us take another example to demonstrate these what all things are possible. Uh, I'll go back to the client. I'll just open a task list. Okay. So currently I have just Sarita. Let us go and let me just add a work done here in Mahavir. So I will say purchase entries done, and I have worked for 3 hours 30 minutes on this add. So this work done is added. Now here I can just go, and this is a pivot table that I have made, and I will just go and click refresh. Here you can see that's all. When I click refreshed, it automatically went and checked and got all the details. And this is a pivot table, like you are well versed about this simple Excel pivot table. You have all these fields. You can just drag and drop which columns, which values, which rows that you want. Like for example, I want say task name. So I'll just drag and drop the task name, and then I have this task name also here appearing here. I can just do a reverse, and then I will have GSTR1, what is the spend, and then I can just open and go on opening. So this is just the Excel stuff. Now let's see how we can actually integrate and how we can set this up. So what I will do is I will just create a new Excel file, and let me start from the very basic, very scratch. So what you need to do is you need to go to data, like data ribbon, get data, launch Power Query Editor. Actually, even before I start this, let me show you what all things that are available here. So you can go to help.jamku.app, and in the getting started section, click on the integration, and then we have data paths. So all these data can be integrated into Excel. So let's click just on client, the very basic example. So all that you need to do is basically pull the data from this here, and you need to supply the API key. So how will we get this API key? So you will go to your Office config, and here you can see under integration we have this API key. So this is the API key. It's very much important that you never share this API key with anyone. Keep this API key private, because it provides unlimited read-only access to your data. So anyone with this API key will be able to see all the data. Um, then Of course, say suppose if you feel this API key has been um, compromised, you can just delete this API key and you are done. And if you want to add multiple API keys, just give it a name, say test02, and save it. So now you have another API key, and you can just go on delete this API if you want. Uh, Now, what we'll do is we will just copy this API key, and let's go to this URL. This is the URL that we are talking about. And here you can see that just by visiting this URL on your browser, I am able to see all the data. So this is the main integration that we are talking about. So what you need to do is in your data paths, we have given this data paths. You just need to substitute the API key of your office. That's all. And then you'll be able to get this all data. So until now, this is like purely Jamku feature. It has nothing to do with Excel. You can of course integrate like this, not only Excel but Power Query or any other tool that you have, because this is a JSON document which is accessible and can be used by any of the tools, not just Excel. But of course we are very much used to Excel, hence we will be seeing the demo of Excel only today. uh, so just to recap, we have this client, and this is the path. For a few things you have to just be careful. We have here sometimes the extra parameters here. So here you can see in the task, the we also provide, apart from this API key at the end, we also provide the creation year. So here you will have to provide 2020, like example also has been given. So you will be able to pull a task only for 1 year at a time. And of course, in Excel, then you can combine, say 2018, 19, 20, all them together and create a report. So that is also possible. The just is you need to provide this extra parameter here. So that's about the data paths and some theory. Now let's see it in action. So what I will do is in order to better manage this, I will click on manage parameters, and I will just provide a new API key, and put a value of the API key and click on OK. So this is the API key that I have stored. Now I will go to new source, other source, and I will click on web. I will click on advanced. I will go back here, and here I will just copy this path. I will paste it here, and at the end I will say use the API key. The benefit of not hard coding the API key every time is that, say suppose this file gets lost, or the team member who had this file now moves away from the office, like he's no more with the office. What you can do is just delete the API key and create a new API key, and just place it here in this section. That's all. Uh, let's click OK. Okay, let us name this as a client. Okay, so it is now showing that there are 3 records. So now this is all features of Power Query. I'll just right click the list, and I will click on to table, and I will say truncate extra columns. Of course there will be never be any, but it's best practice is to select this truncate extra columns, and just expand this columns and click OK. And here you can see we have all the clients details here. What you can do is just close and load, and it will load the client details here. That's all. Now it is linked. uh, the beauty here is, since you have not hard coded the parameter file, what I can even do is I can just go to query and click on edit and go to API key. And so suppose if you want to share these files with anyone else, what you can do is just change this API key, let us go back to the demo account. This is our demo account that we are talking about. I'll go here. I'll go to Office config, API key. I have an API key. Copy, save, close and load. And now if I go and refresh this, now it will refresh it from the demo account instead of the API test account that you are linking. Okay, so I'll just remove the annotation. Yeah, so here you can see now it has loaded from the demo account. So here, if you create some awesome reports in your office, you can even share it with the other offices. Just change the API key and share. You get that report for your own office. Now I'll be unmuting everyone so that we can have a little bit more discussion on this. Uh, Unmute all. Yeah, you can even speak, and of course you can post your questions in the chat section. You unmute yourself only if you are speaking so that we don't have extra background noise. So we have first question here. Can we download this Excel file? Mm, you will create this Excel file on your own. What we have done is, in order to get you started, uh, just yesterday on our GitHub, where we share all our suggestions here, we have given this created this getting started integration demo as an Excel file. So what we will do is I'll be sharing this link to this file in a Jamco updates group, so that you can, if you just want to get started, you can just use this file as your starting point. Just change your API key and you're good to go. Yeah, anyone wants to share their thoughts, questions? So we have next question. So will this open every database of Jamco? Uh, yeah, so these are the data paths which are available. Your client group, profile folder, uh, task billing, task team, task labels, and everything. Attendance, work done. Yes, please go ahead. Yeah, your question.
Adarsh Badresh here.
Yes, yes,
So whether the even the database created through fields also will be open for integration?
Really?
yes, yes,
Peanuts.
yes,
Eh?
yes. Task fields are also available. Yes.
Okay,
Hmm.
thanks.
You mean task custom fields, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
task custom fields.
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
That's also available.
Okay, great.
So if you don't have any further questions, then I will conclude myself. Um, if you want to learn, if you are looking at the Power Query for the first time, then I have already shared the course with the group, which is the best course I feel is available in the market to learn Power Query. So I will post it again, and that's all from my side.
Adarsh, Nimisha here.
Yes, yes.
I had a doubt regarding this integration sheet that we will create from this API, matlab connecting API and all, right, from the
Correct, correct.
system. Now, even if I share that sheet with my team member or so, matlab
Ah,
I can share that Excel sheet over an email or through my server, right?
correct, correct. Yes, yes.
Then the same functionality will be retained, or they
It will
have
be
to,
retained.
it will
It will
be
be retained.
retained,
Yes, yes, yes.
just like a normal Excel file, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
And that's the beauty. So say suppose if you had created this Excel file using the latest version of Excel, and if your team members doesn't have latest version of Excel, still they will be able to at least refresh that file. And if they have like a very old 2007 2010 Excel, then still be able to open and have a look at the data which is already refreshed.
Okay, okay, understood. So, even if, matlab, okay, there may be a cases where somebody might not have a latest version. So, if the report is generated from the latest version
Correct.
laptop or something like that, matlab, office something, then we
Yes.
can share the that file.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Others, this will work with Google Sheet also
Yes. Yes. Yes.
in the same manner,
Yes. Yes.
but
Same man.
the method to integrate would be little different, right?
Different. Correct. Correct. I have not used Google Sheet extensively, but
Okay,
I suppose that they will have some functionality around this.
okay, great.
And even you could use Power BI. If your firm wants to create a dashboard partner wise, something like that, that could be a possibility.
And the reverse way is not possible, no? If you modify something in this particular Excel sheet,
Hmm.
it will not get updated in Jamku.
Yes. So as I mentioned, this API key gives you read-only access to your entire data.
Okay.
So that's all. That's all we had for today. Thanks for joining in.